Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. Now, the trial against 3 Gupta associates linked to Nulane Investments and 3 former senior Free State officials continues today. The Free State Agriculture Department's procurement processes were under the spotlight yesterday. The court heard how the department did not register a public-private partnership before it paid that 24.9 million rand to a Gupta-associated company. Let's get more details on this case now. Our reporter Moloko Moloto joins us with the very latest from Bloemfontein. Moloko, good morning. A very interesting day in court yet again yesterday. Can you just give us a summation of what took place?
Well, Mfundo, what transpired in court was that the current head of the Agriculture Department in the Free State, Dr. Takisi Masiteng, took to the witness stand primarily to outline the department's supply chain management policy of 2004, which indicates that the accounting officer is allowed to deviate and not issue out a tender for competitive bidding if the matter or whatever the goods or the services they require happen to be urgent, or there's an emergency, or there's a sole service provider. In other words, only one service provider in the country can provide that required service. It's only under those circumstances, according to that policy that was adopted by the department in 2004, that the accounting officer can deviate. Now, obviously that was the position that was outlined as the policy was presented before court, as the current accounting officer was outlining. Now, the defense, through lawyer Dan Mansa, for the first accused, or accused number 1, the former head of that department, Mr. Peter Tabete. Mr. Mansa then came in and said that there is a Treasury regulation of 2005, just a year after that policy was adopted by the department, which he says that it actually gives the accounting officer authority not to issue out a tender for competitive bidding if it's impractical to do so, and the accounting officer therefore can resort to other means. So that particular regulation doesn't speak to issues of emergency, issues of urgency and all that, which seems to be the one that the defense wants to latch on and says it actually gives the discretion to the accounting officer. So that is a matter that obviously, according to the department, as much as the current accounting officer, as much as it is the case, he insists, as he was testifying, that there has to be a reason, an emergency or urgency that compels the accounting officer to deviate. Another, of course, the defense will have to convince the court about the reasons why it was not practical for the accounting officer then not to issue out a tender when he awarded this 24.9 million rand to Nulane Investment, a Gupta-linked company. It's a monumental task for them to convince the court, because at that time, there's no indication that it was impractical, in that the service that they provided, they actually even outsourced it to Deloitte. In other words, it doesn't seem that they had the expertise on their own to carry out that feasibility study.